So Deepakji, oftentimes your strategies are more targeted with people who are high net worth individuals or they have high income. You almost never really talk about people who are making $100,000 or less. Maybe you can give us some ideas as to what we can do. Should we come to the Wealth Summit? Should we set up a consultation? Should we join your coaching program? What else we can do to improve? So big message, but I get the point. And maybe it's part of it is criticism, part of it the gentleman asking for help. So I'm going to try to give you my point of views on it. So if you're making, let's say, less than $100,000 a year, or you feel you're not making enough money, then I'll strongly urge you to watch this video all the way till end, because I think you're going to find a lot of value in what I'm going to share with you. So number one, first, you need to understand the language of money. If you don't understand the language of money, you are going to struggle psychologically, you're going to struggle financially, and to a large extent, perhaps even emotionally, because you will see that your friends, your relatives, they're getting ahead in life and you are being left behind. And I can certainly relate to you in terms of pain, in terms of hardship. I think everybody should have equal opportunities. I do believe that everybody should go on nice vacations. They should have nice cars. They should have nice home. I do believe mentality. I personally believe that, everybody should be well taken care of. So there's no reason for you to struggle in life. And large part of that struggle comes from one of the three problems. Problem number one could be lack of knowledge. Problem number two could be lack of discipline. Problem number three could be lack of execution. So there could be one of those three things. And we can dig deeper into each one of them and look into where you're struggling and how you can solve them. But before we go there, let's just kind of focus on the knowledge part today, right? So if you are struggling with money, what do you want to do? You want to better understand money. You want to understand the language of money. And there are three aspects of money that we need to master. Number one is how to make money. And when I say make money, sure, anybody can make money. You can go work at McDonald's or Starbucks or grocery store and you can earn dollars. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about making more money than you need. Right. So again, I'm not against working at any of those companies. I'm sure they're wonderful companies and people who work at those companies are great. So that was not the point. My point was, let's say your need is $50,000. Well, you should be making $100,000, right? That's the point. So that's number one. Are you making more money than what you need? And if you're not, then you need to learn how to make more money. Number two could be is maybe you're making money, but you just don't know how to save your money. You earn the money and you end up spending it. That could be another reason why you might be struggling financially. Number three, you don't know how to invest your money properly. So I'll give you an example. You brought up a good point in the beginning. Should we join the coaching program? Well, let's see what is more costly, not being part of a coaching program or being part of the coaching program. Being part of the coaching program is one time, cost, whatever that might be. And not being part of the coaching program is you're probably missing out a lot of important knowledge that you should be gaining that can help you improve your overall finances, right? So that could be another example. You just don't know how to properly invest your money. So because we get confused between price and cost and value, we are not able to see them as different elements. So let's start with making money first, and then we'll look into some of the other ones. Well, how do you make money? Some people might say, well, you make money by getting a W-2 job. Some might say you got to make money by starting a side hustle or maybe starting a small business. But the truth is, money follows value. You get paid based on value that you bring. So there's really no reason for you to chase money. It's not relevant, whether the job is $10 an hour or $50 an hour or $100 an hour, right? What you want to figure out is what kind of value can you bring for somebody else. So you earn more when you become more valuable. As simple as that. Who is more valuable? Well, let's take an example of McDonald's. So McDonald's could have a lot of employees, right? It could have somebody who is flipping burgers. It could have a cashier. It could have cleaner. It could have an assistant manager. It could have manager. It could have district manager, regional manager, and so forth. Who do you think is more valuable? Is it the guy cleaning the floor? Is it the store manager? Is it the district manager or regional manager? I don't think you need to answer the question. You get my point, right? Obviously, the higher up people are more valuable. These are the people company will be afraid to let go. Most likely it's very easy to replace people, to clean your floor, very easy to replace, easy to find somebody else. But a regional manager who can run 20, 30 different McDonald's might be a little bit harder to find. So point is that you need to really focus on becoming more valuable. So one way to think about that is, what kind of problems are you solving? You need to think about solving bigger problems. Why is NVIDIA one of the best companies in the United States right now? Well, because it is solving a problem that a lot of other companies are having a hard time. Look at Amazon, look at Microsoft, look at Broadcom, look at, I can name so many different companies. The point is, companies or people who solve bigger problems are more valuable. So that's why their stock prices do well. That's why those people earn more. That's why those people don't get fired. And they can, even if they were to go, they can easily find another job. So number one thing you need to start working on is becoming more valuable. Okay. And how do you do that? By solving bigger problems. Now, some of you might say, well, I think I can solve the problem, but people just don't see it. People just are not able to appreciate what I'm able to deliver. Well, I have a solution for that. Very simple. Serve more people. So if you're in the world of, for example, real estate, share real estate knowledge with more people. If you're in mortgage, talk about finances with more people. If you're selling insurance, talk to more people about insurance. Serve more people. The more people you can serve, then some people are going to recognize your value. I'll give you my example. I run a free WhatsApp group where, I've been running it for 5 years. In the beginning, it was hard, but slowly it became stronger and stronger. And today, I think even if I charge $100 to be part of that group, most people will pay. They don't want to leave. So as you serve more people, immediately you'll become more valuable. It will take time. You will have to put a lot of effort into it, but that's one way to become more valuable. Another way to become more valuable is by maybe delivering faster results, maybe delivering better results. People really reward you for the value you bring to them. They don't really reward you for your potentials. A lot of people, kind of focus on, I can do it. I just never got a chance. Well, I understand. I hear you. I get you what you're saying, but that's just not how the world works. So maybe you're stuck up in that mentality that you're good, you're nice, you're a good employee for the company. But the reason why you're struggling is because, at least from a company point of view, they do not see more value in you. So become more valuable. Now, how can you become more valuable? Well, gain knowledge and skills. Stocks can go up and down. Your wealth can go up and down. Your real estate can go up and down. But the knowledge that you have, the skill set you have, that only grows, right? So take a moment right now and ask yourself, what problems do I solve? How can I solve a bigger problem? And ask other people, who else is solving bigger problem than you? And can you learn how to solve those problems? For example, just a month ago, I organized a webinar or discussion call that I normally do about AI. How do you start your AI business? And there were a few people who reached out afterwards, but there were so many people, they just completely ignored it. And we can come back next year, 2 years down the road, and we can review it and see how many people who attended the webinar actually started an AI business. You'll be quite surprised, maybe one or two. Most other people, they will like it, they will be excited about it, they will enjoy the conversation, but they will never step a foot on a path to solve bigger problems. If you want to really learn AI, you can spend maybe 3 months, 6 months, a year, and you can learn AI. And there's just so many businesses out there who need that service. It's kind of like building a website. Everybody can build a website today, but not everybody can implement an AI. So just giving an example there. Another one thing is, a lot of time people get distracted. For example, I'll pick finance as an example. Everybody thinks they understand finance. Everybody thinks they understand taxes. Everybody, right? Why? Because the information is abundant. You go on YouTube, you go on social media sites, type in any company name, type in any subject matter, and you're going to find a lot of information. But that is where the problem lies. We get distracted. In our financial coaching program, we spend 2 hours every 2 weeks for the entire year. Now, I want you to think about that for a second. Consistently discussing finance every 2 hours in a practical way for the entire year. If somebody didn't understand anything about finance, what do you think their knowledge level would be in finance 1 year down the road, 2 years down the road, 3 years down the road, right? On top of that, they get to hear from me daily commentary as to what's happening in the market. And they get to hear what am I buying, what am I selling, why am I buying, why am I selling. You take all that information and your knowledge level starts to improve quite a bit. Versus you're just watching all bunch of videos online, you're listening to buy sell analysts, sell set analysts, and you're reading news from 50 different sources. I mean, you're just distracted. On top of that, you got a lot of other things to do. People are enrolled in this, people are enrolled in that. They have this job, that job. So I'm just giving you an example of a finance point of view, but you can look at it in your own world. Are you distracted in a lot of different places, or are you more focused? On our WhatsApp group, somebody, I think I was putting up a message about the reading skills, or the percentage of people who read for leisure in the United States has been declining for so many years. And it's pathetic at this point. And somebody made a comment that, well, as long as people are gaining knowledge, that's good. Reading books not so important. Well, that's not really true, because the moment you turn on the internet, the moment you go on YouTube, you think you want to listen to something, you want to learn something, but 2 minutes later you're moving on to something else. The life is full of distractions. But when you're able to focus, when you go to classes, when you're part of a coaching program, when you read a book, you're focused. And when you're focused, that is when you gain knowledge. So that could be another problem that you might be struggling. And I would say also think about how can you learn how to make money with your money. Now, if you're struggling and you don't have any money to save, obviously that's a problem. But once you solve that problem, then you need to really learn how to invest properly. There are options to earn 4 to 5%. There are options to earn 7 to 10. There are options to earn 20 to 30. So it depends upon what do you want to do. And you can learn each one of those skills. It won't happen immediately, but you can certainly learn. So think about that. Sooner or later, you're going to have to stop trading time for money. If you're going to keep spending time to earn money, then that is not really a great way to build wealth. You need to start thinking about what can you do passively. Maybe some sort of real estate business, maybe a side hustle, maybe learn how to invest, those kind of things. That's what's going to do help. And these days, you have so many options. If you're really good at teaching something, you can teach a course. Good at running a website, maybe you can have an e-commerce store online. If you're good at making videos, you can do something on YouTube. I have clients who make a lot of money just out of posting YouTube videos. They are really good at editing. They're on TikTok, they're on Instagram, they're here, there. These people are really good. Rental properties is a great one. Some sort of automated business, franchise business. In this country, the option is endless. The only reason you're not really taking advantage of that is because you haven't really looked hard enough. At the end of the day, why are we working? Why are we doing anything? Why do I do Wealth Summit? Why do I wake up and go to work? Why do I run a coaching program? The end result is we all want to get free. Money is not the end goal. The purpose of money is to become free. If you're not free, if money is taking a lot of your time, then there is something wrong. You just need to master one of those three things. Like I said earlier, maybe you're not really good at making more money than what you're making right now. Maybe you're not really good at saving, or maybe you're really not good at investing. And a lot of these problems can be solved from training. So majority of them, I wouldn't say all of them, but majority of them can be solved. So that's my suggestion to you. So I hope that makes sense. A lot of people, you're right. I do agree with you that a lot of people come to me are not high net worth individuals, people who have side hustle, business, and all that kind of good stuff. But they come to me because they understand the value of consulting. Fortunately, people who are not already in a small business owner, or people who are not making a lot of money and they don't have a big tax problem, they just don't understand the value of consultation. But the truth is, consultation is good for anyone, everyone. Even if you are, earning minimum, even for 1 hour consultation, technically speaking, I can give you that information here for free as well on this video format. Run an experiment. The same information that I just talked to you about right now in the last 15 minutes in this video format. And then you come to me for consultation, and we're going to talk about the same topics that I just discussed right now. And you're going to get so much more value. Why? Because the same topic will be very specific to your needs, right? And I'm going to be telling you, hey, when you come back to me 6 months down the road, year down the road, I want to see this. You're going to hold yourself accountable. And all of a sudden, this 15-minute video will actually be result oriented for you. Versus if it's not in a consulting format, if it's just, some knowledge that you're gaining online, that's great, that's helpful. Maybe you use it, maybe you don't use it because you got it for free. I think that's a concept that is very hard to learn. It takes time. It certainly took me time. So I don't blame you for that. But I hope this is helpful to you. I hope that answers your question. But I'll strongly urge you, if you want to experiment with it, just take a chance. Set up a consultation appointment. Doesn't have to be with me. Anyone you trust, anybody that you like. Set up a consultation with them for 1 hour and see what kind of value you get. And then go from there. You can do that with a health coach. You can do that with a cook. You can do that with a financial coach. So your choice. Whatever you want to get better at, pick a coach and see what happens. Sometimes you're going to make a mistake. Sometimes you're going to end up a bad coach. I did, in matter of fact, multiple times. But if you keep trying, you're going to find a good coach. And once you find it, trust me, they can put you on a fast track. Something that will take you, you will eventually figure it out. You're a smart person. Maybe take you 5 years, 10 years to figure it out. But if you find a good coach, they can teach you what you're going to learn in 5 years, in 1 year. And that is how you can accelerate your learning in life. So those are my thoughts on that. I hope you find helpful. At the bare minimum, come to Wealth Summit. Please don't, let this idea go about, hey, I don't make so much money or this and that. These are all the limitations that somehow you have built up over time. Come to the Wealth Summit, hang around with people making money, learn about some of the strategies, see what other people are doing. Maybe you get some inspiration from there. Maybe you learn a thing or two that you will go back and implement, and maybe that will free up your time. Maybe it will help you make more money. Come with that mindset. All right. So thank you so much. I hope I answered that question and you find this information helpful. If you do, give me a like. Let me know that it was helpful to you. I'll certainly appreciate your feedback. All right. Thank you.